I first discovered porn when I was 13, and 6 years later, I watched it every single day. Sometimes once, sometimes 3 times, and I felt like a loser. Okay, at first, it was fun, it was new, but then afterwards, you just feel like a loser. Your self-esteem's in the bin. You feel guilty and shameful every single morning, every single night. You don't talk to anyone, you just feel like a loser, right? But I quit at 19, which is faster, which is younger than 99% of the population. 99% of people I've quit faster than them, okay? So, here's why you keep relapsing on NoFap. Here's how to beat NoFap. And here's my NoFap story. I'd get onto NoFap, okay? I'd quit porn cold turkey, be all motivated, have all the confidence I'm going to quit this time. I'd get 1, 2, maybe 3 days in, and then day 3, day 4, I'd wake up and I had the biggest urge of my life. After months, this was the biggest urge I'd had, all right? The past 2 days were easy, right? I had the confidence. I didn't get urges. I was like, all right, this is easy. Cool, I'll quit this time, finally. Then I wake up on day 3. The urges catch up. My brain is thinking, hang about, it's been 2 days. You've not watched porn. What are you doing? What's happening? Is something wrong? Because, we've watched porn every day for 1,000 days in a row. Why have you suddenly just stopped? My brain was confused, right? Rightly so, okay? Then it's thinking, oh, maybe something's wrong. Maybe we're in a famine. Maybe we're in a war. Just to make sure we're not, let's flood this guy's brain full of 1,000 different thoughts until he relapses. That's why your urges are so strong, because your brain needs to know you're safe, okay? And if you relapse, you're proving to your brain you're safe, it's fine. So your brain is going to do whatever it can to make you relapse to porn, okay? That's why you can't get past day 3, day 4, day 5, okay? If you get past a week, then you relapse, right? So this is why, because you're simply not ready. You're still addicted to porn, doing it every single day. Don't expect to just quit it out cold turkey. People always put expectations on themselves. Guys I coach, they're thinking, well, I've had this addiction for years, but I'm going to quit within 2 weeks. I'm thinking, what? Are you retarded? Are you stupid? Right? If I was a fat guy and I went to the gym, imagine me saying, oh yeah, in 2 weeks I'll have a 6-pack. You'd be thinking, no, you wouldn't. 2 years maybe, not 2 weeks, you dumbass. Right? It's stupid. Okay? When you put these expectations on yourself, oh, I'll quit porn in 2 weeks. When you fail, which will happen because you're not ready to do that yet, you're going to feel so bad about yourself that it's going to lead you to jacking off again and again and again, and the cycle will continue every single time. You're simply not ready for NoFap. That's why it doesn't work. That's why you keep relapsing. So what is the solution? Well, you get on to this system called LessFap. Now, LessFap is just how it sounds. It's so simple. This week, just fap less than you did last week. It's that simple. If you watch porn 7 times last week, okay, do it 6 times this week. It's simple. Then 4 times next week, then twice a week, and keep going down. And within a couple months, you're doing it once a week as opposed to once a day, okay? And it wasn't that hard. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be hard. It's just going to be simple, okay? So each week, you're watching it less and less. So you're still watching porn. You're making progress towards quitting, finally, after years of NoFap. And you're getting benefits each week. Because the less you watch porn, the more benefits you get. It's that simple, okay? So LessFap is 1,000,000 times better than NoFap. You're still watching porn, getting benefits, and making progress, okay? It's so much easier on your mind. It's the level you're ready for, okay? A beginner starting in the gym, okay? He can just about lift the 1 kilogram weight. Next week, should he lift the 2 kilogram weight or the 100 kilogram weight? Obviously the 2. Okay, imagine if he goes to lift the 100 kilogram weight. Would you be thinking, wow, look how much muscle he's going to make. What a guy. Or would you be thinking, bit retarded? Like, what are you doing, mate? Right? You'd be thinking that. That's the way I'm looking at you. That's the way I was looking at my past self. Like, what are you doing? There's no rush. Stop putting pressure on yourself. Just quit at your own pace. And that is actually the fastest way to quit. Okay? Another tip I'll give you, okay, is you don't need to jack off when you're horny. Okay? This may be weird advice. Okay, you probably never heard it before. You don't need to, okay? The same way a fat guy does not need to eat when he's hungry, you do not need to jack off when you're horny, okay? Because you automatically think, oh, I'm horny, so I need to jack off. Well, no, you don't. You can enjoy that feeling, okay? That is power. It's not just horny energy to splurge over some chick on the hub, right? It's power and energy God has given you to do something productive, right? Or else God would not have given it you. It's free energy. Don't see it as a way to jack off. Just see it as free energy. So you can be a loser and just waste the energy, which is what it is. Or you can go to the gym and have a great workout. You can get some work done. You can do your homework. You can do an assignment, whatever it is. You can use that energy. And you know what the best thing about that is? You do the productive thing, you make progress, you feel good, and after it's done, the energy's gone. So you don't want to watch porn anymore. The urge is gone because you've used the energy up. You may have heard, energy can't be created or destroyed, just transferred, okay? So the energy you use to jack off usually, you've used for the gym. You come back home from the gym and the energy's used up. So you don't need to watch porn. You don't want to watch porn. There's no desire, okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying. The point is, you don't need to jack off when you're horny, okay? If you're training a fat guy to lose weight because he's about to have a heart attack and he says, I'm hungry, you'd be thinking, I don't care if you're hungry. Look at the size of you. You could go over a year without eating and you'd be fine, okay? Maybe not want to do that because you're not ready for that, but you could realistically do that. You could never watch porn again for the rest of your life, okay? We're not going to do that, as I said, okay? We're just going to taper it down, but you could. Nothing bad's going to happen, okay? So just get that in your mind. You're horny, cool, enjoy it. Don't think, oh, it's so uncomfortable. Enjoy the fact that you feel like that, because some people, it doesn't work for them. They're old, they're unhealthy, whatever it is. Enjoy the feeling and don't just waste it and by using it up on Pornhub, right? Use it in the gym, right? Through a good workout, through your work. Use that energy for something productive. Now, the last thing I'll tell you, those are the tips, but this is the reason I wanted to quit porn badly, okay? There was many reasons. I wanted to stop feeling like a loser. I wanted to speak to people. I wanted to have energy to work and do things in my life, not feel like a failure, right? But this was one of the main ones. Watching porn will turn you into a cook. A C-U-C-K, a cook. If you don't know what a cook is, it is when a man enjoys watching his wife be with another man sexually. He's in the corner, the husband, let's say, enjoys watching his wife be with another man. Yep, I'll just let that sit for a second. You're probably thinking, what are you talking about, you weirdo? Why would you say that? That's what happens when you watch too much porn. That's a mental condition when your mind becomes so corrupted by watching too much of it that you'll just enjoy that kind of stuff. Okay, because what is porn? It is you in the corner, like a little monkey loser, jacking off to the girl you wish you could have, be with another man. You're effectively saying, I'm not good enough to be with her, okay? I'm not good enough to be involved, so I'll just watch in the corner whilst this man, he deserves her, yeah, whilst he deserves her. I'll just watch whilst them two do it, right? What is that doing to your mental health? What is that doing to your self-esteem, your self-love, your self-respect? That's why you're not confident. That's why you've got anxiety. That's why you can't even look people in the eye, human beings, right? No wonder, I'm not surprised. Right? I'm not surprised your brain's made you so anxious. Because what are you telling yourself each time you watch porn? Okay? You're turning yourself into a weirdo, into a low self-esteem person, and a cook. Okay? Because one day, after watching enough porn, if you don't take my advice, you'll wake up and the idea of someone else being with your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, will be exciting to you whilst you watch. At that point, it may be too late. I hope not. Okay? And also, one more thing. Whilst you're watching this chick be with another dude, not only are you turned into a cook, it's just gay, right? It's a naked dude. It's gay. It's gay. It's weird. Destroying your self-esteem, making you into a cook. It's just weird stuff, okay? So just keep this in mind whilst you're watching porn less and less. Because those days when they're particularly hard, the strongest urges, just remember this. Do not be a cook. Just imagine, you've got 5 more relapses left and then you'll turn into a cook. So don't do them 5 relapses. Obviously, it's not going to be like that, but just keep that in mind as like a ticking time bomb. Escape porn before it's too late. I hope this helped. If it did in any way, please subscribe and goodbye. By the way, no pressure, but under this video is my paid porn quitting secrets course. It just helps you quit porn faster, supports me. So once you feel like you trust me enough, you can check it out. There's a massive discount going on right now. So if you're interested, I'd do it now. And once you buy it, by the way, I'm going to give you a free bonus section, which teaches you how to speak to girls, which becomes a lot easier when you quit porn.